Hey, welcome back to the channel. This is going to be a different kind of video today before my gameplay gets published. Um, there is gameplay in the background of this, and there was a disclaimer before the video. But I wanted to talk a minute about me and what it's like in 2023 for a trans person, I guess in the UK, because I can't speak for anywhere else. So, I think people have misconceptions when it comes to trans. A lot of people think it's just predatory men who want to be in female only spaces. A lot of people have the view it's wrong. And no way in this video am I going to at all discredit those people. They're entitled to their opinion. I just wanted to give you my point of view. So I'm 38 and I come across as female in real life. Unfortunately, my voice dictates otherwise. That's something that I require hormone treatment for. So I tend to stay away from most people or try and keep my distance. I have the odd hate comment, I guess. Well, actually, not just one, quite a few. And they can have a drastic consequence on mental health. And I think when people say these things, they just don't care. And they would see my kind not even existing. I haven't always been out and proud, I guess, as I am now. And I do have children. I hid away for the greatest part of my life and acted like people expected me to act. It was difficult growing up because I never really fit in. I was always, I guess, an outcast. And I have always had a thing for guys, not women, but I sort of went with it because it's what people expected of me. It took until I think I was 35 before I would, I guess, come out properly and not hide away. But I need to make it clear that I like men. I do not like women. Nor do I wish to invade any woman's personal space. But that's something I want to get onto a little bit later. So, when I did come out, I was surprised by the reactions of, I guess, friends, close friends, straight friends. And they were impressive. They accepted me for who I was and not what I was. And that gave me sort of confidence to just say, you know what? You get one life in this world. I'm just going to do it. Why not? Why not live the way I felt since I think I was 6. when I when I was 6, times were a little bit different and my father wasn't understanding like maybe fathers are nowadays. And he caught me dressing in my sister's clothes, I think it was. And he decided to make a show of me by leaving me outside in the cold in my sister's, I think it was like a dress, which made me hide, which is the reason I hid for so long. Anyway, the purpose of this video is not really a history lesson. It's more to explain to you my feelings on what certain companies are starting to do and the way people think about transsexuals. And I'm going to try and be as concise as I can be, because there is quite a lot I do want to say. But I also don't want to waste anyone's time. So, yeah, right. I've started noticing recently that a lot of people on Twitter. I have a Twitter account that I have a personal account and I have a private. And in my personal account, or public one, I was getting a lot of tweets about corporations blocking men or any gender. I think that's what one shop used as a tagline. Any gender, we have separate changing rooms. Okay, so I had an issue with that sign because, and I'm going to explain the issues, and then I'm also going to explain why I think it's such an issue. Right? So my first was, hang on a second. If I walk into your store, not speak a word, but I'm presenting as female with breasts, and you put me into a male changing room, not only are you segregating me, but you're making me go somewhere that, I'm going to be honest with you, I joke a lot and say that I'm more of a threat to the men than I am the women, only because I like men, right? I don't like women. I don't like seeing a woman naked. Having 2 children with a woman was fucking difficult. That isn't a joke, right? But finally we did it. Right? I am into men. I am no threat to any female species. In fact, I can't stand looking at another woman naked. It does nothing for me. Absolutely nothing. I want to make that clear. Okay. And I thought, well, if I go in and I want to try on maybe a new bra, I have breasts, and I want to go into a change room, you're putting me into a male change room. Not only does that segregate me, but also makes an example. People notice. They're not blind. So I can never be a real female woman. Okay, I will never have the biology of a woman. I get that. And that is something I have to live with. Imagine being a female. And I have met many trans females, and we'll get onto that later. Met many trans females who will never feel the same as me. Never have. Always be seen as a fake. As a fake female. Or a fake male. Not real, just fake. And it hurts. It hurts more than, I mean, people can be racist to me because I have olive skin. But I have no religious beliefs. I am from the UK. My family's from the UK. But still, people can also be racist. I think companies forget that we are human beings still. And despite what you might think, 90%, I'd go more and say 99, but I don't know every transsexual in the world. But 90% of transsexuals do not want to rape women, do not want to have sex with women, do not want to be with women. They like men. They want a man. You think putting me into a male changing room is going to stop me having mucky thoughts over men? No, it isn't. But it's also not going to stop them looking at my tits. Men are even as worse, I think, than these corporations. And I get a lot of men who email me horrible, awful things. Awful things. I think people expect it to scare me away from YouTube, but it doesn't. The hateful comments I can cope with. YouTube blocks them mostly. I don't have to do a lot. Some of them stick and irritate me, and I guess this is a good reason why I'm making this video. But a lot of them don't. I wanted to get onto a friend of mine who's a female transsexual who wants to go from female to male because I think it's important that we see from both sides of the scale. I'm not going to tell you who she is, or he rather, and I'm not even going to tell you how we know each other. But they're recent, and they don't have the same, how can I put it? They don't have the same options as male to female. In fact, for a female to change completely can be very dangerous. And a lot of female to male don't change. They just, they have everything else, but just don't change everything. And I find that sad that in 2023, we can change me, if I had the money, from male to female, biology wise, but they can't do it with a woman because it can be very dangerous. And I think that that's an imbalance. And I have a lot of sympathy. I think I wanted to touch more on the point that not every transgender wants to hurt a female. Not like every straight man doesn't want to hurt a female. Not every straight man is a rapist. Not every transgender female is a rapist. None of them. And I know this is not going to be popular with YouTube because I'm using the R word. And I'm not great at editing to edit it out. So unfortunately, they might put a one in it before. But I want you to remember that that's true. And this is educational because I'm sick of hearing the rhetoric that there's something wrong, that men are predatory going to women's changing rooms pretending to be women. Because there are a select number, I get that. There are a select number of men that will tell you they're transgender just to be close to a woman. I mean, apart from the, I guess, skits you see in comedy shows where a man will pretend to be gay to get close to a woman, I know that there are transgender that do. I understand that. But not everybody is like that. And I do not want to be brushed with the same brush. Women, you are safe. I do not think any of you are attractive. I barely think I'm attractive. And we'll get onto what I think men think in a minute. I think I'm attractive, right? I just am not into women at all. And you are safe. I don't want to invade your personal spaces. If I come across as a man, I expect to be treated as a man. But when I look like a woman and have some of the biology added, so I am a woman, I don't think I should be judged like everybody else. But that's not to say I don't have sympathy for females, and I'm going to tell you why. So a lot of my profiles online publicly show me female. I come across well as a female. I don't have to do much. I don't have to have hardcore plastic surgery. I have to pay for a wig, but a wig that is like glued on. Although I need to get a new one soon. I come across as a woman, and the amount of messages I get from men, I have the utmost respect and sympathy for every single woman in the world that gets these types of messages. Men have, well, some, I don't want to say all, some have no respect for a female's privacy and have no qualms about telling you what they want to do to you in graphic detail. And this is on places like Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. I have sympathy. I understand the need for every woman to have a safe space away from these guys. I honestly, I could show you message after message after message. These are awful messages they send. I mean, I have a little bit of fun with it. And I get these guys to ring me after they've sent me all these filthy messages. And then I put on the deepest voice I can. But not all straight men are like that. That's the point I'm trying to make. Do you see? Like every transgender male to female is not likely to hurt a woman or abuse a woman. In fact, all they want is to be accepted. That's it. That's all we want. We just want to be accepted. That's it. We don't want any special treatment. We want to be able to go about our daily business without people segregating us. I think this video is important for a couple of reasons. Number one, because it gets a lot of my feelings out. Number two, I think it's educational for people to hear from a side that's not necessarily one-sided. Because as I say, I have sympathy from a female side getting these awful messages from guys, and also from transgender of being segregated. It's a very difficult world we live in. We have famine, we have starvation, which is famine, we have wars going on. We have a crazy man at the minute putting nuclear weapons on the front line because he wants to take over Ukraine. He's an idiot, right? We've got all these problems in the world, but we're concentrating on a group of people, a community that just wants to be accepted, wants to be loved, wants to be treated the way they think they need to be treated. And it's usually female. My biggest happiness in my day is when somebody says miss to me. It gives you the feeling of acceptance. And I think in this world we live in where there's a lot of hate, we need that. We need that little bit of light at the end of the tunnel. Now, I'm not saying that any messages that I've been sent are nice messages, especially making a YouTube channel. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. There's times I've wanted to just stop and think, why the hell am I doing this? The reason I don't is because it actually gives me confidence, even if I get 0 views. If I was to get 1 view, I don't care. I like it. It gives me a routine. It stops me thinking about doing stuff to myself, do you see? Without having to say the words. It gives me something to aim towards. Stops me hiding away. I didn't always hide away because I'd act straight, even though it would hate me inside. I once laid there next to my mother of my children and thought, I'm going to be unhappy forever. I'm going to have to marry her. I'm going to be unhappy forever. Well, that's a different story about her. Well, let's just say that I'm the sole carer of my daughter. Well, me and my father. Anyway, I just wanted to clear things up. I mean women no harm. And a lot of transgender community means women no harm at all. I understand there are extremists. I mean, I've noticed, I watched a thing today about New Zealand. I do not agree with that in any way, shape, or form. I don't think we need to antagonize each other in any way to cause hurt and upset to other people. And that isn't my intention. So if you ever see me in the street, ladies, or I have no ill intent. I will never, ever, ever harm any female. The men, if you've got a beard, you're right up my street. I'm telling you, you're right up my street. Especially if you're like one of those builders, because I find that quite sexy. Anyway, that's getting off the subject. I appreciate you listening to this video today. If you have watched it at all. And I appreciate everybody's time. And I wish you all the very best day ever. And don't forget, I will be uploading a video very soon of High on Life, which is made by the Rick and Morty makers. So I'm looking forward to that. And I shall see you in the next video. So I appreciate your time. Leave a comment if you want. Even if you want to be a troll and be mean, I don't care. Leave a comment. Be as evil as you like to me. I've had it for years. I don't care. Anyway, have a very blessed day, whatever you're doing. I love every single viewer, even if you're a meanie. And I shall see you in the next video. Bye.